We begin with Hillary Clinton talking for the first time about her emails, the private account she used during her time as Secretary of State, arguing she was like so many others who simply use one email account out of convenience. Mrs. Clinton saying before the cameras, looking back, it would have been better if I'd used a second email account. She said she's turned over any email pertaining to work to the State Department. But who decided what should be turned over? She faced a sea of reporters, with many expecting Mrs. Clinton will running for president again soon. Will this affect her run? ABC's chief White House correspondent Jon Karl in the room today and asking the tough questions.
A full week after the story broke, Hillary Clinton tonight finally explained why she never used government email as Secretary of State. It simply wasn't convenient.
Looking back, it would have been better for me to use two separate phones and two email accounts. I thought using one device would be simpler, and obviously it hasn't worked out that way.
A crush of reporters turned out for what was Mrs. Clinton's first full press conference in over 2 years. Her responses were careful. She often looked at notes, insisting the only emails she deleted were purely personal.
They had nothing to do with work, but I didn't see any reason to keep them.
State Department regulations clearly state that employees must turn over any emails from private accounts that relate to official business.
Why did you not go along with State Department rules until nearly 2 years after you left office?
The laws and regulations in effect when I was Secretary of State allowed me to use my email for work.
Why did you wait to turn those emails over? I mean, the rules say you have to turn them over.
Secretary Clinton.
I'd be happy to have somebody talk to you about the rules. I fully complied with every rule that I was governed by.
Mrs. Clinton also insisted she never emailed classified information and that the server at her home in Chappaqua, New York, was entirely secure.
It had numerous safeguards. It was on property guarded by the Secret Service, and there were no security breaches.
And Jon Karl with us now. Many wanted to know who chose which emails to turn over to the State Department. She made the case over and over again today that it's up to the government worker to decide which emails pertain to work at the government.
So that's the bottom line here. Hillary Clinton and Hillary Clinton alone determined which of her emails to turn over to the State Department. That's why a lot of people, including some of her allies, are saying that she should turn over her whole computer server to an independent auditor who can then determine which ones were official and which ones should be turned over. She said today she is not going to do that.
All right, Jon Karl, great to have you with us here in New York tonight.